Here are some super important things your coach isn't telling you about sparring, which are gonna stop you from improving your skill level as quickly as you can. Strike Ready Takedown, my upcoming sweeps and throws course, is gonna launch March 10th. Early bird pricing is available right now. You guys can get some good savings. We're gonna have 25 plus videos, 3 live calls, and you are gonna take those throws, those sweeps from Muay Thai and elevate them to the next level so you can start tossing your opponents during sparring rounds. Now, sparring is one of those things which you can shine in the gym in so many elements. Your bag work, your pad work, your shadow boxing, your drilling, you can feel on point. You can feel like, oh, my skill level's up here. And then all of a sudden you start your sparring and you're feeling down here. And then keep in mind, when you go and fight, you're gonna be down here. But we need to understand a few vital things. And the very first thing that I want to tell you, that I know from experience and your coach probably has not shared with you, is you are gonna have a lot of good days in the gym. You can feel like, oh, my skill level's just rising and rising and rising. And then all of a sudden you go in on one day and boom, you just crash. You feel like everything you learned the last year has just fallen out of your brain. You can't do anything. And sometimes this can last for one day. I've had times where it's lasted for 2 weeks, even as I'm preparing for a fight. I'm in sparring and nothing is clicking. I'm getting picked apart by people who are not even close to my skill level. Understand that this is normal. It does not mean that your skill level has actually dropped entirely and you will never return to where you were. In my experience, that return happens quite quickly. Now, I have no exact reason why this is happening. I would tally it up to probably a number of things, maybe some element of my diet or my sleep. My lifestyle is off. It could be just you're fatigued and you need a break. There are so many reasons. But as long as you continue down the road, which you've always done, in my experience, you pop back up. But do not be surprised by these days. I get messages all the time from people on Instagram saying, oh, Gabriel, I went in for a sparring day recently and I just got slaughtered and my confidence is way down. Yes, that is natural, but don't let it beat you down too much. Continue to slog away, show up at the gym, maybe take a 1-2 day break if you need, but be in there and your skill level will return. The next thing your coach won't tell you about sparring is you should get hit. Now, what do I mean by that? Because the whole object, the whole point of sparring and in a fight is to hit, but not get hit back. So why would I say that? Well, what I mean by it is if you go into sparring every time with the mindset, I don't want to get hit today, I just want to win, you're gonna have a problem. The problem is you're not gonna venture outside your little bubble of comfort, your comfort zone, and you're not gonna try anything new. Therefore, you're not going to improve your skills as quickly as you can. To step outside that bubble of comfort, you're gonna have to take some risks. And that means you're gonna get hit more than usual. And I've had many days where I've gone to the gym in the past when I was trying to build my skill level dramatically each week. And I went, you know what? Today I'm gonna try this brand new thing that I haven't done before. And I'm gonna keep trying it against every person I spar with in the gym. And yes, I got punished for it sometimes, but you end up finding things which you never would have tried if you were only going, I don't want to get hit. That's the main goal today, never get hit. There's a great mindset behind that, but you have to step outside that comfort zone and get tagged a few times to really expand your skill level. Now, I'm fairly certain that coaches are not teaching each individual student to find their own fight style. That's not a criticism on them. It's just a fact that when you have a gym with 30 students, you can't cater to each person individually. But that means very often that you are stuck in a box and you're not going to be able to get better than what they've taught you. So how do we go about doing that? How do we go about using some sparring tricks outside of that box? Well, one of my favorite ways in the past was to watch one of my favorite fighters, or sometimes even a fighter that I'd never really look up to in terms of their style matching my style. But let's say somebody like Tony Ferguson. Right? You watch Tony Ferguson fight and sometimes you see him step in and throw these really odd little elbows. And if I was doing some Muay Thai training, I might go in and be like, okay, you know what? Today I'm gonna try doing something like that just to see if it works for me, because who knows? Sometimes other fighters, other high-level fighters have little elements which work really well for you, but you want to be able to take small pieces from each of them and start creating your own style. And again, that's something that the coach might not be able to do for you because they're overwhelmed by the number of students they have. So they end up creating this structure. They go, okay, inside this box that I'm going to teach everybody, we can hopefully develop a good style that'll cater to everybody. But when you watch good fighters and then you go into the gym and you say, okay, today I'm going to try and land that left body hook the same way that Gabriel lands it. Maybe right off that jab cross to the head, I'm going to follow with the hook and see how it works for me. Or you see somebody else like Canelo land some good vicious uppercuts and you go, oh, how is he landing it? Oh, well, he starts with a body hook and then comes to the uppercut. You end up adding in things like that. So when you do your sparring, you look at other fighters and you try to replicate them. You throw away what doesn't work, but you keep what does. And you can create from that your own style. The final thing that I want to touch on, which is so important, but your coach has probably not told you before, is there is a massive opportunity for you to expand and increase your skill level when you are sparring people whose skill level is below yours. Very often, when we spar against people who are as good as us or better, we're very nervous and we're not going to try new things. But when we have these moments where we go in and we're sparring with somebody whose skill level is down here, that's not an opportunity for us to go in and beat them up and go, oh, look at all the awesome stuff I can do and punish them. No, we do what we normally do. We help teach them. We do some of the basic things. We give them opportunities to attack so we can work on our defense. But we can also try things we're too scared to try and actually have success with them. For instance, if I wanted to set up a little foot sweep, I want to just catch them at the ankle and pull their leg out, but I'm just having so much trouble actually landing it in sparring against people my own skill level. When I'm with somebody who's lesser skill level, I have more opportunity to maybe go, okay, I'm going to slide in, set it up, pick their leg off, and now throw a light head round kick as they're off balance. Never look at those rounds with people whose skill level is down here compared to yours and go, oh, it's wasted. It's a great opportunity for you. And I've never heard coaches explain it like this, but when I used to be in the gym and I realized, oh, there's so many people in here who are kind of a waste of my time for sparring, they're not helping to improve my skill level. One day it just kind of clicked and I went, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to try so many things that I won't normally do against anybody who's close to me, because I know I'm going to get punished for it too many times. And a lot of times, confidence in a technique will allow you to actually be able to do it against somebody your own skill level. So if you do it 10 times in a night against, people whose skill level is more intermediate or beginner, you're like, oh, sweep, touch, and you keep landing it, now you're going to have that confidence to actually do it in a fight or in a hard sparring round with somebody who's really good. So don't look at these small little sparring moments with people whose skill levels down here as wasted time. It's actually a golden opportunity. And that's what I tell all my students now. I say, don't waste that time. Build your skill level. Build your confidence. If we take everything I said today, hopefully you guys will feel that skill level bump up. And again, I just want to reiterate that so many people send me messages saying, Gabriel, I'm having just terrible days sparring. I don't know what happened to my skill level. Just to reinforce, just to remind you, it is normal. I don't know exactly why it happens, but I know you bounce back from it. So take a day or two off if needed, but then get back in there, slog away, keep at it, and you will bounce back and hopefully even improve more in the long run with that skill level. Thanks for joining, guys.